Angel Reese was pissed off to the max on Tuesday, and her emotions reached a boiling point during what turned out to be one of the most dramatic moments of her professional basketball career. The fiery incident occurred at George Mason University with just under 30 seconds remaining in a tense WNBA matchup between the Chicago Sky and the Washington Mystics. The score was locked at 77-77, a dead heat that had fans on the edge of their seats and players feeling the pressure mounting with each second. As the Sky challenged a controversial loose ball foul, players made their way back to the bench. Emotions were high, intensity was in the air, and no one was more visibly affected than Angel Reese. Her frustration had clearly been bubbling under the surface for some time, and what happened next shocked everyone watching the game. The television broadcast captured the dramatic moment in real time. Reese, standing tall and visibly irritated, appeared to be in a heated exchange with someone off camera. One of the assistant coaches walked up to her, perhaps in an attempt to calm her down or provide tactical instructions for the final seconds of the game. But before any words could make an impact, Reese responded with a burst of anger. In a move that stunned even the commentators, she slapped the clipboard right out of the coach's hands, the plastic clattering to the floor as the audience gasped in disbelief. The altercation was not physical in the traditional sense, but it symbolized something deeper, an athlete reaching the edge of her emotional endurance. Despite the team's intense efforts and Reese's standout performance, the Sky fell short. They lost the game by a mere 2 points, a heartbreaking end to a game that had seemed within reach. Reese herself had a stellar game statistically, leading all scorers with a game-high 22 points. However, the brilliance of her on-court performance was overshadowed by the explosive moment on the sidelines. What should have been a celebration of her skills turned into a social media debate that lit up Twitter, Instagram, and sports forums alike. Opinions were sharply divided. Some fans applauded Reese's fire, saying that her emotional reaction was a testament to her competitive spirit and her desire to win. Others were less forgiving, interpreting the clipboard incident as a sign of poor sportsmanship and immaturity. The incident also came just 2 days after another difficult loss for the Sky, and in that game's aftermath, Reese didn't hold back her feelings about what she saw as unfair treatment by the league's referees. In a post-game interview laced with expletives, she unleashed a passionate critique. "I don't give a damn if I get fined because that S***** cheap and I'm tired of this S*****, she said with intensity and without a hint of regret. "I've been nice and I've been humble, but I'm tired of this S*****. Her words made headlines immediately, drawing both praise and criticism. For her supporters, this was the raw honesty of a player unafraid to speak her truth in a league that has often been accused of ignoring the voices of its female athletes. For detractors, however, the rant was yet another example of a player who was letting her emotions get the better of her. But amid all the controversy, there's an undeniable truth: Angel Reese is making history. Despite the recent string of losses and the viral moments that have dominated headlines, she remains a force to be reckoned with on the court. She became the first player in WNBA history to grab 15 or more rebounds in 5 consecutive games, a monumental feat that speaks volumes about her tenacity, skill, and relentless hustle. This record is not just a statistic, it's a testament to her work ethic, her physicality, and her drive to dominate the paint against some of the league's best players. Even her harshest critics can't deny the numbers she's putting up. And while some may focus on her emotional outbursts, others see a passionate athlete who refuses to accept mediocrity. The situation raises important questions about how female athletes, particularly black women, are perceived when they express anger or frustration. In a league that is still fighting for equal respect and attention, Reese's actions challenge the traditional expectations of how women in sports should behave. When male athletes have similar outbursts, throwing chairs, yelling at referees, or smashing equipment, they are often praised for their intensity or brushed off with a chuckle. Yet Reese's reaction becomes a subject of moral judgment. Why the double standard? Why are we more forgiving of emotional displays in men's sports than in women's? These are questions that go beyond basketball and speak to deeper societal issues that deserve to be addressed. As the dust settles, the Chicago Sky organization now finds itself at a crossroads. Management must decide how to handle the situation moving forward. Will there be internal disciplinary action? Will Reese be fined or benched for her behavior? Or will the team choose to support her, recognizing that passion and frustration are part of what makes great athletes tick? The coaching staff also faces a delicate balancing act. On one hand, they must maintain discipline and authority. On the other, they need to nurture a rising star who clearly cares deeply about winning and feels a strong sense of responsibility to her team. Reese, for her part, has not yet issued a formal apology or statement regarding the clipboard incident. Whether she chooses to speak out or let her actions on the court do the talking remains to be seen. But one thing is certain, Angel Reese is not backing down. She's not the kind of player to shy away from controversy, and she's not afraid to challenge the status quo. That's part of what makes her compelling to watch. She's raw, she's real, and she's relentless. And whether you love her or hate her, you can't ignore her. Her journey in the WNBA is still just beginning, and like all young stars, she's learning how to navigate the pressures of professional sports. Emotions will flare, mistakes will be made, but growth is inevitable. The hope is that this moment, while controversial, becomes a turning point, not just for Reese, but for the league as a whole. That it sparks conversations about athlete mental health, the double standards women face, and the importance of creating an environment where players can be both passionate and professional without fear of condemnation. In the end, sports are as much about emotion as they are about skill. The same fire that drives players to greatness can sometimes lead them down paths of regret. But it is that fire that captures our attention, that draws fans to stadiums and keeps us glued to our screens. Angel Reese has that fire. It's messy, it's unpredictable, but it's also inspiring. As she continues to develop as a player and as a person, the hope is that she can channel that passion into leadership, into resilience, and into moments that define not just her career, but the future of the WNBA. And so, while the headlines may scream about tantrums and fines, those who look deeper will see a young woman standing in the middle of a storm, refusing to be silenced, refusing to shrink, and choosing instead to stand tall, even when the world tries to knock her clipboard out of her hands. She is not just playing for stats or for personal glory, she is playing to pave the way for the next generation of women athletes who are fierce, unapologetic, and unafraid to speak their truth. The legacy she is building won't just be written in record books, it will echo in the voices of those she inspires, the young girls who watch her and see themselves. The pressure, the spotlight, the scrutiny, it's all part of the territory. And if Angel Reese has shown us anything, it's that she's built for it. She's not just rising to the challenge, she's redefining it, one powerful, passionate, controversial moment at a time.